I guess Shorty and them ain't like they got whooped by a gay dude, so they up and shot my little brother and killed him.
I'm not clicked up with the hood, CLPSB, but they're my brothers. I grew up with them. I've seen them my whole entire life.
Killed by one of they shorties, so just to be transparent.
In a sense, he didn't ever forgave me for their actions. Because he could have held me accountable for their actions.
Yeah, me and my homies was on Gladys and Lotus and Gladys and Central. They call that Glotus, you feel me? We was all travelers, you feel me?
His brother got took because of ignorance and anger, bro.
My little brother did, and Shorty got to live the rest of his natural life in prison. 2 lives lost in that situation.
A lot of y'all making y'all self get ops and get beef just to be rappers too.
Y'all think Lil Fo turned the out west culture up on the drill?
His influence shifted the youth.
His music kind of amplified it.
They create a dog-eat-dog environment for us, and half of us realize that environment and begin to speak against it, and the other half is just out here devouring.
What we doing in this building, don't take it lightly, man. Because there's people from different hoods. Somebody might see they op in here right now.
Young Will out of the trenches, y'all know what's going on.
Look, this is the eye of the trenches.
Shit, we out west, man, 290. Central and Washington to be exact. Austin area.
For sure. So who I got with me?
That's Money Jordan.
It's your boy Tree, man. You know what's going on.
So what we doing today, family?
So we building, man, you know. Over here in this area my little brother was murdered in. Specifically, this little patch, Central and Washington, down Central West End, this whole little area. But he got killed walking this street.
You say your little brother got murdered right here?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it was right here specifically. I just know it was on this block, like literally in between West End to around this area. That's when the altercation happened. That he got murdered in. You know?
Wow. So like, you got memories of your brother being over here or nah?
Yeah, we used to be, my little brother, so he got murdered coming from the Austin Town Hall on Central and, what's that? Street? It's not late.
Central and
It's Corcoran. Yeah, Corcoran, some shit like that. No, Austin Town Hall right there. My little brother was a dancer, you know what I mean? So he was dancing up there and got into it with some niggas, him and his homies. I know a little bit of the story because they told us, but basically my little brother tried to stop the fight, and the little boys that he was breaking the fight up with his homies ended up getting on that with him, and he beat both of them up. Now my little brother was LGBTQ, yeah, he was a part of that community, so him and all his homies, they was LGBTQ people. Yeah. But because, you know, I guess Shorty and them ain't like they got whooped by a gay dude, so they up and shot my little brother and killed him. He ain't died right there, he was bleeding out. But they rushed him to Mount Sinai, he died at Mount Sinai, you know what I mean?
Wow, bro.
Yeah, so I always been an advocate for peace. You know, I work at Kids Express over on Laramie, you know what I mean, for many years. My little brother worked there with me. We was both in the community doing work with the youth, because that's what we was on, trying to get more awareness to, you know, get kids out of the street into these programs, doing something positive with themselves. That's something I always been into, but I done had my little dabble in the streets like everybody in Chicago. It's just part of the culture. So over in that area, over at Columbus Park, I know all them guys, you know what I mean? So when that shit happened, it was definitely tempting to not want to lean into that gang banging mentality and just say everything, you feel me? Around that time, I actually met this guy, you know what I mean? Didn't know his affiliation.
When this was 2017?
Yeah.
All right, 2017. So I got shot 2012. I got put out the crib, what, 2014? 2014, I moved on Monroe and Lotus. The actual hood, like the way he say he from, close to the area where he from. Yeah. It's the same people that got that whole area. But knowing I'm from this end though. Now granted, like I said in my first interview, when we walked up here, walked through Central, I'm not clicked up with the hood, CLPSB, but they're my brothers. I grew up with them, I seen them my whole entire life. It was either be friends with my or I ain't gonna say be a victim, like they was just terrorizing. But but that's how it is for every kid that's in the neighborhood with a gang. It's
peer pressure in a way, you know?
Damn near something. It's like,
I don't know the word.
you either
for it,
I wouldn't even say peer pressure, it's just a presence.
Yeah.
It's a presence in your neighborhood that it's either a few things. You either gonna embrace that presence, you're gonna be afraid of it. You either gonna become their friend, become their enemy, or you're just gonna be somebody they know in the hood, like, oh, that's bro. So it's however it play out. So it happened to play out for me. They was cool, everybody cool. They have a very, they have knowledge that he ain't with us, but I don't give no fuck about that.
Yep, in the trenches.
I don't give no fuck about that. We roll past, you was standing out there smoking blunts, you with them niggas. So I move over there in 2014. They tweaked on me a few times, all type of shit. But the point I'm getting to is, by the time 2017 hit, I had been gone from living even over here. So it's like, I really started shifting my mind. I really started shifting my mind once I got in the wheelchair. So around 2017, I started going to open mic and doing poetry and shit like that. And that's when I met the brother at an open mic. Raw MC, rapping, spitting that shit. So I think one day, this after we had already been knowing each other for a minute though. I had already said kind of like where I'm from and shit. And so he already knew. He already knew. But I want to say then, probably a year into us knowing each other, I met another open mic with him, and that's when I hear him talking about his brother. I heard him talking about his brother before, but he went more into detail this particular time and said where he, lost his life at. And I'm thinking like, oh. So I'm like, no. So I'm just trying to think like, so for a while I was thinking like, it's a slight, small possibility I know what happened to Gang brother, or at least something close to that, but I never knew how to approach the conversation with him. And then the day I finally did, I already know. I've been to use him over there. I'm like, and I'm just some shit grateful, because I'm thinking like, bro, could have backdoored me, could have told me, hey bro, let's smoke, we go smoke somewhere, he just splat my father, I know, you get what I'm saying? So once I saw he wasn't moving on that time, shit, I ain't had nothing but respect and love for my brother. We've been locked in shit since shit.
So you from the hood that allegedly had something to do with his brother?
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the sense of where I grew up, I'm from the area, for sure. Affiliation,
Yeah, so I gotta ask you this, like, what made you be like, nah, I ain't on that with him about the situation? Because you know how it be sometimes, it's like, yeah, you from over there, so it's like, you start to feel some type of way now about people, because I even had that feeling when back in the day about certain people, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily want to go to the extent of backdooring them, but it's like, kind of make you get distant in a way, you know?
So for me, I had already been far removed from that type of time, you know what I'm saying? So it just didn't make sense. I was working with shorties. I'm trying to get them out the streets and trying to get them to see something different in Chicago. So I ain't really, it's goofy to me, even though I felt it. I ain't gonna sit here and act like, not even specifically with him, but just anybody in that area, you know what I mean? Because that's what he was killed by one of their shorties. So just to be transparent. So it's easy with my affiliation, Like I said, I'm from off Adams and Low. That's where I grew up at. That's my family house was. But I used to hang all through this area, specifically on the other side by Columbus Park, Madison and Central right there, down on Monroe, Lotus, Adams and Lotus. But really, where we used to be at, me and my homies, was on Gladys and Lotus and Gladys and Central. They call that Glotus, you feel me? We was all travelers, you feel me? So that's why I used to hang at, me and all my homies. But we was always cool with Shorty and them on Madison. That's Hood Rich Young Money. Feel me? So they always been in tour with down here on Central and Lake for many years. So feel me, like you said, like he said, it's really just affiliation. Like, cause I'm in this area, I hang with them, I know them. Feel me? It's all love with some of them guys to this day right now. But it's not like we super locked in either. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna sit up like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? The guys I really keep up with is everybody off Gladys. You feel me? I used to be with. So. You know what I mean? But them my homies.
So what's the message y'all want people to get out of this though today, bro?
Me personally, because I got touched on it at the Unity concert back in 2024. 2024 when we was there. Really just like being able to see the bigger picture, because like he said, it could have ended in the back door. It could have ended in, even beyond me meeting him. When as soon as Yuri got killed, I could have instantly regressed back into wanting to be in the streets or trying to connect with other I just kind of felt like I look up to Malcolm X, I look up to Huey P. Newton, Marcus Garvey, and all these different people. At the time, I'm young though, but it's like this the type of stuff I'm on. So what I look like going into the community and doing what I felt like was poison in the community. That's how I was thinking at the time.
So that make you a hypocrite in a way.
Exactly.
You know?
So I just couldn't, something in me just couldn't do it. Not because I was a hoe ass nigga, no goofy lame shit niggas be thinking. It was more so because I saw it was a bigger picture. So once I got cool with him, I always knew he was over there because I knew his face from way back when. You feel me? Like, it didn't really matter to me. Like, you feel me? That shit don't. To me, it's goofy, man. We grown. I'm almost 30 years old. You feel me?
I'm 31.
You say what?
I'm 31 shit. So, like brother was saying, I 100% agree with everything he said. Then also showing unity and forgiveness, bro. My acting like forgiveness is weakness or some shit. Like, hell no, forgiveness and understanding. He forgave and understood. Like, he didn't, in a sense, he didn't forgave me for their actions. Because he could have held me accountable for their actions. You feel what I'm saying? He could have held me just as accountable. Like, the average will. That is a too common thing here. Oh, we can't get you, we gonna get your home.
Exactly.
We can't get you, we gonna get your cousin. Exactly. We can't get you, we gonna get your mama. Like, weird shit like that be going on, excuse us. Weird shit like that be going on. And it, like brother said, it only puts more poison and violence into our community, bro. And I want on none of that time. I want on none of that. But like I said, it ain't even take me getting shot. I've been was really on this time for real my whole life. I just started slowly letting influences of other circles consume me. But I always was on this time my entire life.
That poison real though.
Yes, ma'am.
On what channel?
Young.
Hi, the trenches, Young Will. Yep, y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
Yeah.
So this message needs to be seen and heard, bro. We not enemies. And if a person, bro, if a man, he's a man, bro. If a man can lose a sibling, this is blood a little better, bro. And he my homie. It's that don't want to people or feel like they gotta be into with people over the smallest shit, like ain't even no blood been shed, and y'all feel like nah, we can't fuck with them niggas. Weird as hell, bro. Like nah, bro. Unity, bro. Unity and love, bro. It's way more powerful than revenge and hate. Fact. Simple as hell. Like this. The shit be so simple. I did that. We just talk about this camera off. I be pissed off at the city, at our world, at our people, because it's like it ain't hard to grasp, gang. Love and peace is over everything, bro. All this violence his brother got took because of ignorance and anger, bro. Ignorance and anger, and how many times are we gonna keep losing people because of that? Our own pride, ignorance, anger, like, bro, that shit pitiful, bro.
Same anger he felt, I feel. So it's like, when I see shorties getting killed, like, my little brother ain't the only person I done lost. Like, working over at Kids Express on Laramie, and Congress where they at now, but we started in between Gladys and Van Buren. That's where Kids Express was at, you feel me? But even that, there's shorties over there from certain areas that's cool in certain areas, but I'm over there doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? We grew up in that program, so shout out to Doug, shout out to Marco, you know what I'm saying, over at Kids Express. But anyway, just being over there, I lost mentees. One of our mentees, Javion, was murdered. He was 14. Lost another mentee, Jahari. He was 19. Got killed in the streets. So this shit ain't no joke to me, and it ain't no joke to him. That's why we want to do this, because we see the energy. We've been on this type of time. Like the video I did, I think you shot it, but it was on Golden Child page. But that video went viral when I was speaking about me and him and where we from.
The biggest thing I want us all to walk away with from the night is we got to stop judging each other. We got to come together. We got to love each other. We got to seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And we got to unite. Our enemy is putting millions of dollars into our pockets to make us afraid of one another. Pull up in the trench. They got millions of dollars because trillions pass through our community, but we don't spend it with each other. We give it right back to them. But they pull up in the trench. They find a young soldier that grew up in an environment that they created. Grew up in an environment that they made sure your mother, your father wasn't around. All you had was corner stores and barbecue joints and rib joints and McDonald's and Burger King. no access to resources, lost, looking for guidance but don't guide it, but not guided. That's the young soldier that I want. That's how they come. And we want to put $1 million in his pocket. We want to give him $1 million advance. And we want to put him on all of the billboards. We want to make him famous, to tell everybody that look up to him after we make him big, that all you got to do to make it is kill your brother. All you got to do is be a snake. All you got to do is rob. All you got to do is hate on one another. Because I done put millions of dollars behind you to make you this image of negativity. So what I'm saying is we can't get caught up in the propaganda. We can't get caught up in what the brother we see in that music video. Because if we do, we'll be afraid to go and approach that brother and come to realize, damn, man, it's more.
We from two different hoods on the west side. You feel me? But that's my brother though. He actually knows shorty that killed my little brother. You feel me? He's friends with his older brother. So I tell this story because I told it at my last show, but this is the perfect place for it. You know? That's right what we doing, because I could look at him like an op. I could look at him like an enemy. You know, I used to be with that type of stuff when I was younger, you feel me? So I could easily jump back to that and just look at him like the enemy. You know, just because of what he connected to. He know a lot of people I know, but he know him on the opposite end of the spectrum. You feel me? So what we doing in this building, don't take it lightly, man. Because there's people from different hoods. Somebody might see they op in here right now. But because of Golden Child, because of the FOI, because of what we doing, they ain't gonna do that.
You feel me? So at the end of the day, like he said, like I'm saying, you could easily regress or go into that, but you know what I'm saying? My purpose is far greater than any little petty beef in these streets out here in Chicago. Like, that's what they want. Chicago, a revolutionary city.
Say that again, brother.
Chicago, a revolutionary city. And my purpose as a man, as an influence, as a divine masculine energy in the city of Chicago is far greater than any petty ass beef out here. So Chicago revolutionary, these Europeans, these white people, whatever you want to call them, the quote unquote they don't want us like this with each other. As much division as they could uphold in our communities, that's what they want. It's division in the conscious community, it's division in the streets, it's division in any religious, you know what I'm saying, organizations, any religious, you know, movements. Yeah. It's division amongst them, and it's always people that look like us. You know what I mean? We don't really, I don't want to keep affirming that we don't know how to stick together, but we have a harder time because of the 400, 500 years of slavery, post-traumatic slave syndrome we in. So we really just see each other as the enemy because that was a not self-inflicted, but a program given to us by our oppressor. So now we just acting it innately without even having no force. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to force us to kill each other. They don't have to force us to not like each other. They don't got to do no subconscious tactics no more. It's already embedded as soon as we come out the womb, and that's sad, bro. So
it's called epigenetics.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the trauma passed down in our DNA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I also want to speak to the shorties that may see this, that's in the same predicament that me and bro was in. You a shorty in the hood that's heavily dominated by a gang. You not per se in that gang, but you bro them. You live by them. They cool with you cool with them. They don't cause you no problems. You cool. But due to that relationship, you may feel like you can't do certain things or move certain ways. We from two different sides, and we said what our sides got going on, we with each other.
Yeah.
And he said that knowing the blood that was lost on his end and still chose it. So ain't no excuses, man. Like y'all, we want to show an example for sure. And then
so
also,
did you have to swallow your pride? I don't mean to cut you off, bro. So did you have to swallow your pride a little bit?
Hell yeah, I had to swallow my pride. And this ain't the first time I did that to push peace. I done push peace in many instances with who tried to cross the line with me, and you feel me, and even been put in a compromised position myself. But knowing my affiliation, knowing my family, not wanting them for us to go to a certain level because of something petty, I always been the one trying to be a level head in situations. And I'm not the most level-headed person at myself sometimes, but for whatever reason, my purpose has been that in my family and my community dynamics. some people might beg to differ depending on who you talking to. Just to be honest, I got a lot of shit I'm working through. I got anger. My little brother was killed, man. I had severe anger issues. I didn't really process that correctly. Telling me somebody I hang with every day, like from the diaper till now, you know what I'm saying? 21 when he was murdered. I was 21. He was about to be 19. So he just turned 19. Yeah, me and Yuri was like this. Anywhere I went, we went together. We went most places together. Like we had our own little crowds we hung with, but me and my little brother was always locked in. You feel me? So anybody that know us and know my family know me and him like this. So when they killed my little brother, it was crazy, bro. I'm still healing from that shit to this day, right now.
So what ways you use to cope? Cause some people out here lost right now, bro.
Meditation. You know what I mean? I don't smoke. I used to smoke. I stopped smoking in 2020. I don't see nothing wrong with weed or nothing like that, but I feel like it's a different energy when you could channel that in meditation and deep breathe and exercises. You know what I mean? Going to therapy. I got a therapist. I just spoke to my therapist earlier today. Really, you know, talking through it with trusted individuals, people that you love, people that not gonna judge you, people that's gonna have your best interest at heart and gonna be there for you. You don't wanna just talk to anybody. Everybody, I talked to so many people when my little brother got killed, but everybody didn't understand. They just like, man, everybody lost somebody. It was different toxic that we as a people just get up and keep going. Like my boss, I was working at Kids Express at the time, and my boss Doug offered me to take a leave off of work, but I didn't do it. And my anger was so bad, I was taking it out on my mentees because I felt like I needed to keep going. The community needed me, but that wasn't the right way. If I could go back, I would definitely take time to process that grief.
So it's like you gotta take care of yourself first before you worry about
your mental health. And they still hit me to this day. Think about this, man, wanting to slide all that shit, bro. It's not easy. You feel me? Like my mama just went to the trial last year when they convicted Shorty. You think I want to hear he get 40-some years? You know what I'm saying? So now my little brother did, and Shorty got to live the rest of his natural life in prison. That shit sad as not cool,
so it was 2 lives lost, really?
2 lives lost in that situation. Not just my little brother. Because now Shorty life gone because of his decision. You feel me? And his decision ain't just on him. It's this community. It's this toxic, you know, nature of our culture, especially in the city of Chicago, because we're the epicenter of gun violence for the country right now since 2012 when Chief Keef got hot. Chicago been fucked up, but that year when Sosa and them got on, it just highlighted the toxic parts of our city that we've been knew about, but the world didn't.
So I gotta ask y'all something. Y'all think Lil folks turned the out west culture up on the drill?
Yeah, but niggas was already into it. I think he kind of his music kind of amplified it.
Yeah, shit was going on, but but the youth, so to say, the streets was still the streets. Anybody that was in the streets, they had their shit going on. But bopping had the youth protected. Bopping had the youth doing positive shit. Bopping had the youth throwing fifis. Yeah. But then as soon as little folks started buzzing and busting, his influence shifted the youth.
Shifted the mind.
Now they like,
it shifted the whole music culture out west.
We on, yeah, we finna, get your guns up, get your phones up, Like, my question
like it wasn't been going on, but it was a different focus. Everybody was getting money out west during the bopping era. It was like on the block trapping in. It was little shooting.
Shout out to D-Lo and Chemo, man.
Yeah, shout out to my brother. Shout out D-Lo. Shout out Chemo,
man, and D-Lo, man. Y'all influence and the impact of peace that y'all had don't go unnoticed, and it ain't overlooked, and it's them that missed. Be talking about, man, 2014,
12, 13.
Motherfucker be talking about them times was the bopping era. That's when it was a little more peaceful. But
even out south was a little bit more peaceful. We had people like Famous Dex during that era. You know, it was way smoother.
So I got a question to the city, like why is it so easy to kill? Why is it so easy to kill, y'all? Like, why do the people that's on that time, everybody that's on that time, why is it so easy for you to just...
mode here. You know, when you're in survival mode.
But everybody, now survival mode, I understand you in a blick out. You gotta, hey, it's your life, it's his life. But it's over the littlest shit man.
Smaller shit.
Arguments of
they
fighting.
making it seem cool to do though. And a lot of people
why do y'all feel like
we don't got conflict resolution skills here. We don't learn that for real, you know.
And it's cool. It's the thing to be into it with a. It's a trend. It's a clout chase behind beefing with a motherfucker.
Hey, a lot of y'all making y'allself get ops and get beef just to be rappers too. It's crazy.
That shit lame.
A lot of y'all doing that. A lot of y'all creating beefs and getting into it with people just to have something to put in your songs. Wild as hell, man.
It's a trend. Like, I fuck with Kendrick and all that. But look at how much of beef got him attention from when he been pushing a certain message for years now. As soon as he got into it with another rapper, everybody dick riding now. So, and that's one of my favorite rappers. So just look at how the world look at beef, look at conflict.
People love negativity. They love it.
Exactly. We feed off, especially in our community, with amongst African Americans, so-called African Americans, Negroes, whatever you want to call colored people. You know what I'm saying? Melanated people in our community. That shit is sensationalized. Violence, conflict. It's never me and him doing this shit'll get, you know what I'm saying, the least amount of press. But me and him if I got to it with him and tried to get on that with him in the wheelchair, you caught it on video, it'll have millions of views, millions of impressions, and motherfuckers like, damn, why Shorty them getting into it? Like, bro, in the wheelchair, he wild as, like, that shit dumb, bro.
Motherfuckers be laughing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Chicago was a revolutionary city, bro. Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, you know what I'm saying, all the chiefs, everybody out here at a certain point in time was on some different. It wasn't about just getting into it. It wasn't just about selling drugs. It was these organizations was protecting the community. Fred Hampton Sr., Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. was on some different shit. And the Chicago Police Department, the biggest gang in the city, murdered him at home when he sleep.
Yeah, I went to the house not too long ago, bro. Seeing all the pictures and the guns, they showed the pictures of the gunshots. Everything is ridiculous, bro.
Ridiculous, bro. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be really thinking like y'all gangster, like. Respect to King Von, but y'all like the city be acting like he the biggest gangster that ever walked out of the city. Like Fred Hampton. Fuck is you talking about, bro? Fred Hampton, the biggest gangster that ever walked these Chicago streets. Fuck is you talking about off the shit that he really was doing? Helping your people is gangster. Healing your people is gangster. Fighting against this real oppression that we under, the devil. That's gangster. That's real gangster, bro. Like in real life. And rest in peace to one of my mentees, Charlie Lawrence. He got killed in this building right here.
Dang.
15 years old. Austin student. And Leonte.
They say Austin like
one of my
I think
students,
this
Leonte,
like
man, got killed in this building.
most violent area right now in Chicago. Austin.
Austin?
Yeah.
That's crazy, see.
So that's the main reason why I do this shit. That's what I'm saying. And it's crazy how me and my brother from different sides of this city, or this area specifically, we from different sides of this area. He had tremendous loss. I had tremendous loss, not through family, but just through life and friends, mentees. We both end up working with the youth. You feel me? Both end up working with the youth, and we connected through this story. So, like you said, it'd have been hypocritical of us to crash out on each other. And that'd be a smack in the face to all the real work we done put in for years for our people, man. So just want to be living testaments to the power of love and peace, bro. And rising above your circumstances. A lot of our brothers feel like, oh, I'm in this where I'm from. We from it. We from it.
Like really from this shit, bro. Like I ain't grew up no Silver Spoon. We ain't come from no Oak Park, Forest Park, Broadview, Bellwood. They grew up in Austin. They grew up in all the hoods in Chicago. I done lived out south too.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? My family done lived a little bit of Elwood, but we from the Westside though. You know what I'm saying? So I know the city, bro. I done lived out. I never lived in the burbs before. You know what I mean? I probably lived in Calumet City when I was a little baby.
That still ain't
that
it.
shit still ain't the feel. That's the only place I ever lived, the only address I ever lived, and that was like short-lived. We didn't live there that long. So you feel me? I say all that to say like, we from the city, same way y'all from, but we pushing a different energy, a different message, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of seeing little babies getting killed, little shorties getting killed, grandma, all type of people getting caught in the crossfire of us getting into it with each other. And I'm not just pointing a finger at the YNs or, you feel me, none of that. I'm pointing a finger at everybody. because we all are responsible. It's a village. It take a village. We all responsible. We can all do better at preventing violence. We can all do better at conflict resolution. It ain't just about me and him or anybody out here. It's about all of us coming together and doing it. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And my people on my daddy side from Jamaica. You dig what I'm saying? So even in Jamaica, same thing. It's crazy. Just a quick story. My father's brother, Leighton, was murdered the same way my little brother was murdered, breaking up a fight between two people. He was stabbed to death in Jamaica. So the same problems we got here in America, it's all over the diaspora, wherever black and melanated people are or reside.
The real enemy put that belt on us for real.
Exactly. Same type of shit going on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then respect to everybody that's out here that got their shit going on. Cause I know a lot of y'all sliding for what y'all feel is the avengement of your loved one and things like that. But you out here feel like, oh, I'm putting belt to ass, my blah, blah, blah. It's somebody really spanking your ass for real on multiple levels of your existence, and you just ignore that shit on a daily basis and just feel like I'm in hell. This ain't even hell. It's a false devil putting you in a simulated hell game that you can actually defeat easily, but you more so want to just pay the game they put you in. Come on, gang. No.
They say a white man's heaven is a black man's hell.
That's what I'm saying, gang.
That's what we living in right now.
So everybody that's out here sliding, putting belt to ass, man.
I like that quote.
Realize where the fuck you at, bro. Realize who you really need to be putting that belt on, bro. And I ain't saying just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Exactly. Prepare yourself, bro, and put that belt on that real motherfucker, bro, because they attacking your ass every which way.
Every way.
And it's only leading to your demise.
We at war. Spiritual war, mental war, physical war. Feel me? Like food war, food deserts we live in.
Yes,
feel me? Can't even find nothing fresh over here.
You find a liquor store quick.
Find a liquor store quick. You can find some weed, whatever. You can find some tobacco, whatever you need to suppress your emotions, suppress your anxiety. You can find it over here.
Yes,
You dig what I'm saying? But you can barely find fresh food. You know what I mean? Barely find a fresh peace of mind or heart out here, because that's the energy that they wanted to place in our community since we didn't got here in Chicago. Because when we came to Chicago, we was thriving, bro. We was making money. It was record labels and all type of shit going. A lot of people don't know that. These street organizations came into play because of racism, bro. They didn't come to just because niggas wanted to be niggas.
St. Charles boys home.
My life. Racism, segregation, redlining. The destruction of our communities created gangs, bro.
Exactly. If you that was just like a response.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just a reaction to what was going on. You know what I'm saying? All of the street organizations from the BPSN, GDN, BDN, whatever, Vice Lord Nation, all that shit, Four Corner Hustle, everything out, Blue Breed, Latin King, all that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So all that shit is a direct reflection of what we was facing at the time, and then to this day still facing now, to with a point where it's more self-inflicted than it ever was.
It's the same. They use the same things we used to build us up to destroy us, pretty much. But we got to do the opposite now.
Exactly.
And lack of resources and confined living quarters only is gonna create violence and disruption and chaos. Exactly. It's like that shit is scientifically known, and our communities is just that. Exactly. We all piled up on top of each other and really ain't got shit.
Exactly.
So you would think that we would come together and unify and actually have community. But no.
Everybody ain't got none, so this how it be. I gotta get mine. You get what I'm saying? Dog.
And they make it like that. They create a dog-eat-dog environment for us, and half of us realize that environment and begin to speak against it, and the other half is just out here devouring.
Exactly.
And it's like, bro,
it's less
we need
than half
motherfuckers to
realize.
That's what I'm saying. It's less than half. But it's like, this is why this shit is powerful, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak on this till I'm no longer here physically. Cause I'm gonna always be here, but till I'm no longer here physically,
I'm standing behind me.
I'm
10 toes.
putting this shit in their face.
Ready?
Putting this shit in motherfuckers' face, bro.
Y'all
the
ready
real.
to close out?
Yeah. I gotta get up out of here.
Alright.
And closing, man, I love you, brother. You already know.
Bro.
Unity, man. I ain't got too many more words.
Alright, who you shooting with, brother?
We were out of the trenches, man. Dig it.
Yeah.
You already
Big
know
eye, you feel me? The
Yeah,
well with
that's
that.
Alrighty. You feel me? Shout out Tree, shout out everybody. I got a new
out to
project,
man.
Ancestor Money, dropping on Malcolm X B-Day.
Rest in power to Yuri, man.
Rest in power my brother, man, Yuri Hardy, who was murdered. Rest in power all the shorties, anybody that lost their life to gun violence in the city of Chicago. We doing it for y'all, man.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, brother.
Love.
Shorties out here, man. Think before y'all make decisions off y'all emotions, bro. Please, y'all. Because
Let's flick up too.
as soon as you,
take a picture real quick?
as quick as you think, like, yeah, I got a blick, I got a switch, I got power now, I can take a life. Just that fast, your life could be gone too, bro. And they not gonna tell you that part. And if they do tell you that part, and you say it's just what come with it, because a lot of my do be accepting this shit, like it's what come with it. Why do you know? Why I'm gonna ask you this? Why don't you give a about your life enough to not want to sit in somebody's jail? Because a lot of y'all don't care. I'll kill a motherfucker, I'll go to jail. Why you want to be in jail for the rest of your life, gang? So think, man. Young Will out of the trench, y'all know what's going on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, flick real quick, all three.
Look, this is the eye of the trenches.